Buenos días y buen bonitos de todos. Good morning and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us on our Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password. Today is Sunday, October 31st, 2021. And we're continuing with our annual theme, which is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. The topic for the month of October has been Going Further Together. And the topic for this week is I Will Meet You There. We open each week with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that helps to shift our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. And today I will be reading from October 31st, 2014. As you know, spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. There is one life. That life is God. That life is everywhere present and within everyone. Therefore, I am an individualization of the presence of God. My body is an expression of the divine essence and energy that fills the universe. All parts of my body work together in perfect order, peace, and poise. The harmony of the universe is taking place among my atoms, cells, nerves, and muscles right now. Universal balance and rhythm provide perfect circulation in all parts of my body. Freedom of movement brings me joy. As I see divine strength manifesting in all of nature, I have faith that this limitless power is within me now. The energy of spirit flows through me, and I am renewed and revitalized today and every day. I will release my word knowing it is acted upon by the immutable law of cause and effect. In calm confidence and perfect peace, I let go and let it be so. And so it is. And that was submitted originally by Reverend Shirley Foster from Eugene, Oregon. And so as we also do each week, let's go over our purpose, vision, and mission statements together. We have a grand purpose here each week. And that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And this is further supported by our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And at this time, I'd like to truly welcome everyone on this All Hallows Eve. Actually, it is Halloween Day. And so, including those, I'd like to welcome everyone, including those that are in our teaching already, but also those that are new to this teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta. Whether here on the live Zoom call or if you're watching it later on YouTube or our Facebook page or our website. Please note that everyone is welcome here, and we value each and every one of you. Also know that we are a diverse community, and so everyone is welcome, no matter which path you are currently on or have been on, as we honor all traditional faith paths. So again, welcome, bienvenidos. Here we teach a philosophy, and it's called the Science of Mind. It's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom, and we offer tools and principles to promote personal growth, such as our opening spiritual mind treatment. And as I mentioned, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes was asked to provide a concise definition of the teaching of the science of mind, he replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. Each week, we offer service with an inspirational message. In the past, this has been done at a restaurant in downtown Puerto Vallarta, but we are still required to wear masks at all times outside our home. So I have been welcoming you into my home via Zoom. Mi casa es su casa. But we look forward to meeting again in person so that we can have a discussion afterwards and to enjoy some home-style Mexican cooking. And hopefully that will be in the next week or two. And we've been having our meetings on Sunday mornings, and we will continue to do this when we meet again in person. However, the time might change to a little bit later to accommodate our new facility that we'll be meeting in. Updated information will be on our website and Facebook page, confirming when and where we will be meeting again in person. So if you have any questions or comments, you can post them here, wherever you are watching, or send me a direct email and I'll be sure to respond. As we do each week, let's review our evolutionary vision from the Centers for Spiritual Living Global Vision. This week, it is this. We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. And our timeless wisdom from our Science of Mind principles or concepts and values for this week are these. Oneness. There is one infinite reality. We call it many names, including, but not limited to God, life, universal spirit, infinite intelligence, first cause, or the thing itself. The one infinite reality is undivided, complete, and whole within itself. This oneness creates everything out of itself, and therefore includes both the absolute and relative, tangible and intangible, physical and metaphysical aspects of reality. Threefold nature. The one infinite reality expresses itself in three aspects: spirit, law, and body. Each individual is made in the image and likeness of the one infinite reality and has these three aspects. Spiritual beings. The one infinite reality is both transcendent and immanent. Individual human beings are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, having a human experience. This is our true nature. heaven. Heaven is the state of awareness of our true nature. We experience our true nature to the degree that we become conscious of it. We actively seek to know the true nature of every individual and celebrate each individual's unique expression of it. This experience of our true nature is sure to be attained by all. The African proverb reminds us that alone we go faster, but together we go further. And as we near the end of our journey this year, we keep in mind that the community has brought us here. Together at Centers for Spiritual Living, we work in harmony with one another, other faiths, and other people to envision a continually expanding world. We dig into these truths for the final push up this climb. Rumi said, "Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense." So as we near the top of the mountain and prepare to pause, we remember that we are reaching toward an experience of divine communion with ourselves, each other, and spirit. And as we spiral through this year, allowing ancient wisdom to express its evolutionary vision through us, we take a moment to look back at our spiral journey. We began at the end of January with looking above, committing to our upward journey. At the end of May, we looked at boldly living a new story, letting go of old stories, individual and collective, that slowed our evolution. And this week, on the third level of this spiral, we rise to a meeting point out beyond, a place where we can meet as evolutionary visionaries. And yes, today is Halloween, an abbreviation of All Hallows Eve. In Old English, hallowed means holy or sacred. Hundreds of years ago, people would dress up as saints and go door to door. And this is where the modern day tradition of going door to door dressed in costumes came from, where we went around to collect treats. It's believed that if we set out a carved pumpkin with a candle in it, the bad spirits would be kept away, allowing the spirits of our loved ones to come visit us and accept the treats that were left out. Here in Mexico, you will find altars set up with candles, colorful papers with perforated designs cut out, pictures of loved ones that have passed, along with their favorite food and drink, and marigold flowers to invite them and entice them to visit. It's important to have the four elements represented on the altars: air, the papers blowing in the wind; water, their favorite drink, usually beer or tequila; earth, represented by the food; and fire, the candle. In the creative process, Thomas Troward wrote this: "What we shall eventually attain, not what we merely wish, but what we regard as normal." So yes, we are spiritual beings having spiritual experiences in human form. And what the psalmist wrote, I will lift up mine eyes to the mountain from whence comes my help. It was a reminder to move beyond getting stuck in current circumstances. Instead, we look up to remember that we are spirit informed, completely, totally, and always supported by and as spirit. It is not that the circumstances that surround us aren't real, they have their reality. But the reality of spirit is greater and resolves the appearance of separation, hurts, the fears, and the anger. Ernest Holmes said this: we must transcend the appearance, even though we admit it is a fact. We are not so cold-blooded as to say to a person with pain that there is no such thing as pain. We admit the fact. It is quite different to admit its necessity. Disease, accordingly, is a fact, but not a truth. And I have another quote from The Science of Mind. This is what Ernest Holmes wrote. We cannot be in peace until we know that the spirit is the only cause, medium, and effect in our lives. There is no past, present, and future to it. Evil has no history and has never entered into the being or the experience of reality. There's always appearances, whether individual or global. They have their reality, but there is a reality greater than the appearances. To try ignoring them is a spiritual bypass. Jesus achieved resurrection not by skirting around the suffering, but by going straight through it. The psalmist notes that we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, not around it. Only by facing appearances head on and allowing the infinite within us to guide us through will we truly resurrect and ascend into greater knowing. Then, when we can establish a new normal, free of past ideas. Rumi wrote these words: out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, and even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. And this week, we celebrate a time of belief that the veil between the world and another world is thin. Halloween, Samhain, Dia de los Muertos are all considered liminal or threshold days. We can use this as a metaphor for moving past those scary monsters of appearances and onto honoring the other world. We view children trick-or-treating with delight instead of fear, even though some of them may be dressed up in some scary outfits. What if we brought that same consciousness, knowing that we are safe despite appearances, to the circumstances of our lives and the world? We can meet on a plane, a field, beyond our current familiar one. Mary O'Malley, in the book What's in the Way is the Way, wrote this: opening to life brings you into full engagement with what is happening rather than keeping you caught in a conversation about life. It means giving up your war with what life is bringing you. So we must engage fully in life. We are living, after all, and we must live while we are alive. And letting go of any of the fears that hold us back. There's no time for that. We need to enjoy life here, now. If we stay in the field of right, wrong duality, we will never experience the true freedom and love of the universe. We must let go of old stories, old beliefs, old hurts and fears and angers. And we do this not by wrestling with them, but by looking up to Source, which is our freedom. Spend each day taking on an area of concern, whether it be personal or global, and sit with eyes upward and invite Spirit to shed light on that circumstance. And then listen, without analyzing, to the wisdom that might seem from beyond the veil, yet is living within us always. And to my loved ones that have passed on, I will meet you there. English philosopher Alan Watts said this: to the enlightened individual, it appears as a vivid and overwhelming certainty that the universe, precisely as it is at this moment, as a whole and in every part of its parts, is so completely right as to need no explanation or justification beyond what simply is. And today we have our final affirmation for the week. I step beyond my limiting ideas and into freedom. And now is our time for mindful giving. Our center here relies on your donations to continue providing these inspirational messages. Donations are gratefully received through PayPal on our website or by mailing a check. Our website is www.cslpv.org. And you can send your check addressed to CSLPV, number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, B1Y8N1. And again, all donations are gratefully accepted and received with joy and love and compassion, no matter whether you are sending $5 or $50, or even just the cost of a cup of coffee. So now, if you would like to join with me in saying our offertory affirmations. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So if you would like to have a one-on-one connection for a spiritual mind treatment to assist you with whatever change or experience you are going through in life right now, please connect with me. And if you would like to commit to being a member of CSL Puerto Vallarta for the rest of this year or for the upcoming year, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact us so that you can be sent the current forms. And I'd also like to remind you to subscribe and like our YouTube channel. And let's continue to practice peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and love be with you. Thank you for coming and sharing this time together. Namaste.